my name is Nevaeh Watts. I'm 19 years old, and I was a senior when I found out I was pregnant. I was shocked, scared, and my mind was running like, how could this be? I'm a senior, I had plans, and I never thought it could happen. Am I ready for this? Am I ready to be mom? Like, do I have the strength to do this?
We were at the Town East Mall, in the bathroom. She took the test, and she gave me the test, and I broke down and cried. It was very emotional, and I told she was emotional, and all I could do was hug her. I was a young mom. I got pregnant with Nevaeh when I was 19. I knew how hard that was, and I didn't want that for her. You know, also that moment, like, you're like, did I fail as a mom? But then it's also had to come back, like, life happens, and this is her path.
Coming to Real Options was the best experience. It was a real support for me.
It was a sounding board for me. It made me feel like, okay, I'm not completely losing my mind because it just gave me that educational point. I wanted her to know what all her options for she can make a better informed decision for her. I don't know what to do here. And I was like, God, please help me. And that's when he brought back up Real Options again. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make the call. In the beginning, abortion was the biggest option that was sitting there. And that was mainly because where she was mentally at, didn't know she was strong enough to be able to be the mother that I know she could be, but it's just like the timing. It's always about timing sometimes. I haven't experienced an abortion. I don't know what that does just for your mental or for your emotional. And that's something that's real big for me, just making sure she's emotionally, mentally strong moving forward. So I wanted to know, will she come back from that?
The first option was abortion, but learning the risk of it, I couldn't, because I didn't want to revert back to my old self. Then I looked at for adoption.
We have to really go out to figure out what does that look like. Real Options help provide different, options for us that we looked at. And even though that option didn't all pan out because she chose to keep TJ, having the extra layer of, am I going to keep my child, not keep my child, that's an extra level of stress. So to be able to have Real Options kind of help hold your hand through that process, it was just great. So when Nevaeh decided to keep her son, I actually had a feeling about this before she actually told us. Here was her body language. It was her body language and how she kept referring to baby T. And it was how she said it. It was like, I don't want to say ownership, but it's like the motherly, like, my child, this is my child. And I knew then, and so I was like, oh wow, we're about to do this. So I was very excited, but I was staying neutral, so I keep it low key. So when Nevaeh did come out and tell us in graduation, I said, okay, you're sure about this? And when she's like, yes, Mom, I was like, all right, about to have my grandboy, so I can really act the fool now. One thing I would also add is with Nevaeh's dad, I know he had a big impact because they had to talk about it.
When I told him there was a slight chance I could be pregnant, he was very upset, and I was disappointed in myself because I was the oldest and tried to meet his expectations as a daughter. And when I told him I was pregnant, I felt like I let him down. And that was a burden I carried throughout my own pregnancy. But time changed, and when he said that he was going to support me, I just felt so much relief and no burdens on my shoulders, because that really means a lot to me, knowing my father will support me. But this little one, Tyson, it brought so much joy to my parents. I've never seen my mom nor my pops this happy before.
Tyson James Prince is just, words cannot describe how much we love him. When I saw him come out and just my whole world changed, I just stole my heart even further. I didn't know it can go. And then to see him with his grandpa, James, for the first time, and just his face, usually saw him just turn to a big old baby, like a big old teddy bear. It was just kind of like, he has you, doesn't he? He's just like, I cannot believe our life without him. I'm so glad she changed her mind.
Super me.